Hey, it's Claire, your intuitive reader. Am I reading your story? Well, let's find out. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And I hope you stay for the whole story. It's a story, so it has, the rise and the going down and the whatever. Can't remember the components of a story right now, but we'll get there. And if you're returning, you know how I tell stories. So I hope you stay. So the first energy I got to tell the story, to start it off with, is trust your innocence. Number 54, which is 9, which is the year of 2025. That adds up to 9. And so we're getting a lot of 9 energy. 9 is a great number. 3 times 3. 3. 6 plus 3. So there's this great synchronicity. The, what's his name? Oh my gosh, Nikola Tesla numbers. So look that up if you don't know what that is. But this is that star energy too. The star energy is about, a star falling to the earth and bringing insight, bringing new ideas to the 3D. It's the water bearer, bringing that water to the land and the sea, so that information, because water is our conductive memory. I don't know if everybody knows that, but it's really exciting. If you don't know much about water, it's fascinating. Water is impacted by feelings, by the way people are acting, and it is the same water that's been circulating throughout time, so it carries a memory. So let's see, trust that innocence. Trust, even if you don't know where it's coming from, it's coming from a very long line of remembering, of trusting that which is us. So let's see what the first part of the story is. You are working on something. Something you're working on is concerning you. What could it be? What is going on that is coming into the world that you are carefully taking care of, that you are making sure that there's no bugs or weeds or anything around it that can affect it, making sure the temperature is right and the sun exposure and everything, making sure it's just perfect. So what are you working on? And I see these lilies in this, in flowers and stuff, so there's a lot of fruit that you're working on. There's a lot of abundance. Let's see. So what could possibly be getting in the way of this? Okay, what I see here is 2 cards popped out, and it is the 4 of Swords, and behind that is the Page of Pentacles. I think you might be spending a little too much time thinking about this instead of doing it. If you want all of this, you've been working really hard, but instead of thinking so much about it, it's time. See, she's got a little pentacle there, a little idea, and there's a lot of great ideas, but that might be getting you stuck. So just making small steps every day really is going to move you forward. Do the basics. Like if you're working on a project, just do a little bite-sized chunks. You can do 15 minutes at a time. I mean, I have ADHD, and so I have to organize things. I have to break things up. I get hyper-focused. So I have to make sure that I am in alignment with my own environment and how I do things. So not everybody does things the same way. So finding a process, a thing that works for you so that you don't get stuck. Because people, I don't know about other people, but I have ADHD, and I was told I was lazy, which is the craziest thing because I was constantly working. I was an athlete. I was a honor roll student. I clubs, sports, writing. I was doing all sorts of things, but everything was kind of disorganized, and I would get really into a project and not be able to stop. And so sometimes things that should have gotten done didn't get done, and it wasn't because I wasn't doing it. It was just like sometimes I would just get overwhelmed and stop and be like a short circuit. And it would seem so clear when I was about to do it. And then I'd be like, oh, I get distracted by something and sit down. So then I had to learn a process. It's like, it's really about training. You're retraining your brain. And so what I see here is what you know is that this is you're hardworking. It will happen eventually. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck, but it's a sure thing. So just don't be hard on yourself. Like sometimes we take stuff that's super small and then we turn it in and magnify it. Look at how small that was and how big it is now. And then that gets us in our head. So just be aware of that this is going to happen. You just may need to slowly work at this. You know, like look at the antlers on this guy. They're huge, right? Well, when he was little, when he was just like Bambi and stuff, they were little nubs and stuff, and you couldn't even see them at a certain point. And now you can put lights on them like he did, you know, make them festive, decorate them because they've been around. You've earned those antlers. So, but it just takes time. It takes time to learn how to deal with this. Let's see what's going on that brought you here. Like, why are you feeling this kind of like trepidation about moving forward here? Okay, let's see. Too many cards. One, please. Just one card. Let's see. Why are you feeling this trepidation? Trepidation, like resistance. You're holding back. Okay. One card, please. Do you not want me to use these cards? Okay. I'm not getting any card out of this. Okay. We are going to try a different deck. I've never done that mid-story. Not in that section. So let's see what happens. So now we're using, what are these called? The Phantom Wise deck. I really like this deck too. So funny, we're moving from a colorful deck to a black and white deck for the past. What brought you here? Ace of Cups and Six of Cups. Okay, yeah, it looks like you were super like sensitive and you loved creating things out of your imagination. You know, this could be the way you still are. And you were really good at proliferation. You created a lot. The Six of Cups here is about childhood energy. So when you were younger, you were probably like creating and creating and creating. And it was like your cup was always flourishing. I mean, see here, we have the vines and around the cup here. So see all those vines? So yeah, it was always growing something. There was always something growing out of your imagination. And then it got to a certain point, it was like, okay, it has to look a certain way. It has to be a certain way. And that kind of got you stuck in your head. And so it started making you kind of slow down in your production into the 3D world because you were editing yourself. And in your creative process, instead of letting that creative part of you just run loose like you were a child, like just whatever it creates, go follow it. Like, you know, free associate journaling is really great. You can even speak into a recorder and just let it go. Pick up some paint, you know, close your eyes and just start writing. See what comes out, because I think this constant like pruning. Yeah, see, I think it's like pruning. Okay, now and here's one and there. You're doing the editing before the creative process has actually happened. Okay, let's see. So that's what was going on. You had a lot of creativity, and that's where the universe kind of pushing you. Oh yes, like we were at the beginning. Trust your innocence. Trust your innocence. That is the answer, to trust that. That is very important, to trust that inner child of yours. It's going to lead you to that. Don't keep editing yourself at this point. It's going to destroy and stop the creative process. You're going to like pick fruit off of it, and it's not going to be the one that you should be growing because it hasn't finished. It hasn't ripened. Guardians of the Galaxy, I think it's the first one. And so Nebula is a character, and or that might have been 2, I'm not sure. I think it was 2. Yes, it was Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And Nebula wanted to eat this fruit, and they kept telling her it wasn't ripe and not to eat it. And then she did anyway, and it ended up being really disgusting. So it's like, it's that don't pick the fruit before it's done. Like, just because you're in a hurry, just because you need to manifest something. So let's see. Now it doesn't want these cards. Okay. Now we'll move on to another deck. Good thing I have lots of decks. Okay, let's, we're going to do the foundation, the unknown, with the Rider Waite. Okay, too many cards, but this is very interesting. I am literally going to actually, since this is the foundation of your story, it's an intense one. Okay, so it looks like the foundation of why this is happening is people around you used their own judgment to say like what you should be working on, and they bestowed financial or attention on whoever did, acted in accordance. So you kind of had to comply with whatever they wanted. This could even be a job where you have to comply to the boss, and that they decide what's fair. And when that's not really what's in balance, and they decide when you get this. It could have been a parent, could have been a relationship, it could be with any situation. But that's kind of why this is setting this up for you. And this kept you stuck. This kept you in pain a lot in your head. See, like we had that earlier, the 4 of Swords, and now the 9 of Swords. It's just like, okay, you're just like, well, I'll pick this out. I'll pick out the problem, and so that I don't end up in the situation, but it always ends up here, which is sad because, see, the flowers are on the bedspread. So it's like you're getting stuck in these little boxes like we were talking about. And there's another siren. So, okay, that's very interesting. And then here we have the moon. And the moon talks about, are you going to be the domesticated dog, or are you going to be the wild wolf or coyote? And this is something you have to decide for yourself. Like, are you going to stay in this energy of being complacent and in this position of continuing to perform the way other people want you to, so they can bestow physical or attention or money on you? Is it worth it? Is this energy worth it? Is feeling like this worth that to you? And again, we have 9, like we were talking about, trust your innocence. If it doesn't feel good, are you happy? Are you happy with this? Is it really worth it? I mean, it's really up to you. At a certain point, people do the work for their persecutors, for the people that hurt them. So you have to decide. Here we have Scorpio energy, and that's that moon energy. So are you willing to be feared? Are you willing to be yourself? Are you willing to make people uncomfortable? Scorpions make people uncomfortable. That could also be a lobster because it is in the water. And then, so the Magician, and this is how you keep showing up. You keep showing up that you can manifest, that you're creative, that you can create whatever you want. But you have to decide what that is. Because people have taken your ideas, they've put a lot of burden on you, but you kind of like put it on yourself. You're like, okay, well, if they're going to talk to me like this, or if they're going to think this of me, then I might as well, that's what I am. And that's keeping you from your Magician energy, but that's really up to you. Like, no one can keep you there. No one can keep you in this 5 of Cups energy. You can always turn around. You can always go over that bridge. You can always see the 2 cups that are full. It really is up to you at this point what you decide to hold on. If you continue to edit yourself, you're not going to get to this abundance. Okay, that was so many cards. Let's try going back to the original deck we were using for your state of mind right now. Oh, wait, no, what's coming in? Geez, we had so many at the foundation. Oh my gosh, you just keep getting so many cards. So coming in is interesting. It's the Five of Swords, and the King of Swords. So what's happening here is, what's coming in is that you're starting to see what's been going on, the deception, the changes in you as you've grown older, as you've gone through different life experiences, is something that was taken from you, but you're choosing to not stick around with all this deception, with all these harsh words, these harsh thoughts. And you're just taking that one sword and you're moving forward. You're moving into love. I mean, I love this love cloud right here. Like, you don't need to be on this land that is barren and dry. You're moving into a place of manifestation. So that's what's coming in. Okay. What is your state of mind? What is going on in that head of yours? Because, you know, the universe is saying, trust your innocence. Trust it. Number 9, 54. Trust that innocence of yours. It is literally the beginning and the end of everything. Your innocence. And I'm not talking about naivete. I'm talking about really the innocence of being really in touch with who you are. You got the 10 of Swords. So your state of mind, the 10 of Wands again. Okay. You are seeing this as work. Innocence, think of being a child. This is not work. This is letting go. Drop them. Put them down. That's enough. I like, look, oh my gosh. See, like, she has her hands up. And that's what I just did. I was like, let it go. I mean, that's when people are always going, well, I have to work. I have to work on letting something go. No, you're not imagining it really how it is. Like, what happens when you just let go of this? It's not that you're having to learn how to let this go. You have to, you have conditioned yourself to think that what's going to happen when you drop this? What is the world going to end? Are you really afraid that the world's going to end if you drop things? 17 on the timer. Now, don't drop babies. Don't drop an animal if you're holding it. But my point is, don't drop your grocery bag. But let it go. Okay, you got the moon again. This is your surroundings. So you're going to have to make the choice which direction you want to go. Nobody can make this choice for you. No one can do that. And this is 17. And I just said 17. So you just got 17. Is that correct? Oh, it's 18. So 18. 17. 18. So it's moving forward. But you know, time is going to move on. You've got to decide which direction you want to go. It's okay. It's okay if you want to hold on to this. If you want to hold on to all these wands, 20 wands, snake eyes here, it's going to kill you. It's going to destroy everything, because if all you're doing is holding a burden that you refuse to let go of, that's going to put a lot of strain on you. Mentally, physically, why are you holding on to it? That's really the question I have for you. I don't know. I'm not in your shoes. I'm just telling you what the energy I'm getting. Okay. So I see that there's a lot maybe of hidden stuff going on. And I see them right there. It's almost like these striations in the moon here kind of look like these wands to me. It's like, it does feel like something is hidden that is adding a lot of stress to you. It's something in your orbit. See? Something around you that is telling you that you need to hold on to this. So your hopes and fears are being poor. Your hopes and fears are that there's something more. Look, because outside this church, there's beautiful flowers like we were talking about. You're like, well, but if I follow my dreams, if I plant this, then I'm going to be poor. Well, how do you feel rich right now? Tell me, do you feel rich right now? Is this making you feel rich? So, because you say you're doing it for all these reasons so that you're not poor. But man, it sure doesn't feel like you're not poor. It feels like you are carrying the weight of so much in your head, in your emotions, on your back, in a lack of fire and drive and movement, all so that you have physical money And it comes back to this. It comes back to, what are you willing to give up for this money, for this attention, for this person's, focus, approval? What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up all this? This is the way you're willing to live in the moon energy, where you can't move with freedom. I just saw 2020. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what your likely outcome is. I know that if you trust your innocence, your likely outcome is going to be incredible. But it really is up to you whether you trust that, whether that is something you're willing to drop. I mean, it's really up to you. No one is making you hold on to this. It's what you're willing to sacrifice for it. Is money, is approval more important to you than your peace of mind, your body, and everything else? Okay, this is awesome. So your likely outcome is the Ace of Swords and the Page of Swords. And I love this because the Ace of Swords, look at this crown. Look at all these vines that are growing from it, like we were talking about, and the wings. It's beautiful. Your truth is coming forward. And I love this because this is the Page of Swords. And earlier, where are you? Earlier, when we were talking about what was keeping you stuck, it was here. The wands were pointed at you, and here was this little idea. And now you're showing up as the Page of Swords as your likely outcome. The vines up here, everything's growing. There's thought clouds, there's things going, and you're moving out into the world. You're bringing these ideas out into the world. You are not staying stuck anymore. You're not staying attached to these thoughts. They're coming forward because you're letting go of the fear, the entanglement of the 3D, of that approval, of that needing to have someone give you validation. That is super amazing. I'm loving that. So remember, trust your innocence. Trust it. The Page of Swords says it perfectly. Trust that innocence. A page is that young energy. 2020, 22 on the timer. That page energy is that innocence. And that's trusting that intuition, that swords energy. And here's, like, we have the same sort of thing up here and right here, the wings. It's almost exactly the same. All these, and like the hands are up. The hands are up. We are ready to receive because we are not holding on. We are not letting someone else judge us. We are not letting someone else dictate our success and whether we get something or not. We are not in that space anymore. And we're putting down those damn, where are they? See, I can't even find them now because you're moving past this. They got buried in the pile. And you're dropping it, remember? You don't have to learn how to release a rope that's cutting your hands, right? Like if you were holding onto a rope and holding onto the rope and it starts cutting your hands, would you have to be like, I have to figure out how to let go of this? You would let go of it. Now, it's not a lifeline. It is literally a burden. So there is no learning to let go of burdens. We have taught ourselves to hold on to burdens. And so you are sitting in that, you are coming forward in that Ace of Wands and Ace of Swords and Page of Swords energy. Love it so much. So if you guys could do me a favor and like, subscribe, comment, share, turn on that little notification, and most importantly, come back. Put little koala emojis down below. Say hi to the Koala Collective. And maybe I'll get Roxy up here eventually, but she hates the camera. She's such, we call it no paparazzi. She's a Yorkie. I got her from a rescue, so I did not do the whole puppy mill thing. But she hates cameras. She hates them so much. So she's the most, she's one of those little fancy dogs, traditionally, but she hates the camera. So I can't even get pictures of her after trick her. So she just knows it's on her. So it's so funny. So anyway, I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Love you, love you, love you. Mwah. Bye.